Hey, it's Iris helping you to find your passion and make it your work. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, at the time of recording this video, I've just hit 50 subscribers, and that may not sound like a lot to you, or maybe it does, I don't know, but it is to me. It is a lot to me because I imagine 50 of you sitting in a room with me and interested in what I have to say week in, week out, and that is a big deal. So thank you so much. Now, for today's video, I thought it'd be nice to tell you a little bit more about myself and my career change story. And I hope that will give you some extra confidence, motivation, and inspiration to go after your dreams, take meaningful action, and build a career around something that truly excites you and that you truly care about. Because life is just way too short and precious to do something that is just so. I'm also going to be sharing 2 things I wish I'd known before I made my career change. But before I do that, as always, you know what to do. Please leave a like if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. It will help me to grow my channel and it gives me some clues as to what kind of videos you're into, so I can then go and create more of those. So please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get to it. So for those of you that don't know me or don't know me that well, you might be interested to know that I started my career in the corporate world in the Netherlands, where I was born and raised. I then moved to London and continued my corporate career over there, but not without difficulty, because I moved to England in the midst of the economic crisis in 2010. So I applied for a ton of jobs. When I counted the number of cover letters I've written, at some point, I came to over 60. Now, fortunately, things paid off in the end and I found a really great job at a marketing agency. And throughout my career, I've done a variety of things, but I've worked in marketing for a large part of it. After a while, things started to feel off. I started dreading work more and more, and I felt really stuck. I knew I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, but it wasn't the worst either. I mean, I had really nice colleagues, I was learning a lot, and I had great career prospects. But the things that really bugged me were the office politics, the bureaucracy, and a lack of autonomy. I felt like this cog in this big corporate machine, and like it didn't really matter what I thought or what I had to say. You know, just stay in line and do as you're told. On top of that, I just didn't care much about the industry I was in at the time. I was working in telecommunications, mobile phones, and I just didn't care much or wasn't interested in mobile phones and mobile phone contracts. I felt like all I was doing was making money for a bunch of stakeholders. So I had no connection to what I was doing, no meaning or purpose. Now, the Sunday blues became a real thing for me. I became a shell of myself. I'd lost interest in work, lost interest in socializing, pretty much anything. All my energy was simply going into getting through that week. And at the same time, I started developing these very weird, odd migraines. I'd never had migraines in my life up until that point. And these migraines were accompanied by very bad spells of dizziness. And it kept me in bed for about 3 to 5 days per month. So 3 weeks at work, 1 week at home in bed. It was absolutely awful. So after about a year of going through that, I thought, something is not right. Let me go to a doctor. So I went to see the doctor, who then referred me on to a cardiologist, who fortunately cleared me. The cardiologist then sent me on to an ENT specialist, who then fortunately cleared me. And the ENT specialist then sent me on to a neurologist. Now, the neurologist diagnosed me with a very rare type of migraine. And he said there could be a few reasons why you have developed this migraine. And one of those reasons is stress. And for me, that's when things clicked. Now, this might sound silly, but to me, that made so much sense. I was in a career, in a job that made me miserable. And let me be clear on this. I care about work. We really spend a big part of our life at work. So when I'm at work, I want to make sure that I'm doing something worthwhile, meaningful, and exciting with that time. So to be in a career that I disliked, that I honestly couldn't care less about, that to me was stressful. Now maybe you can resonate with that. So back to this neurologist who prescribed me some meds, and he said, look, this is pretty strong stuff. You have to be careful with it. One of the side effects you can get is a rash, and that rash can be fatal. So if you do develop a rash, make sure you stop taking the pills immediately. So the next day I started taking the pills, and guess what? A week later, a rash started developing on my stomach. And that for me was the moment where I said to myself, you know what? Enough is enough. What the heck am I doing? I am in a job, in a career that I don't care about, which literally makes me ill, which I then need to take meds for, which can kill me. Like, what am I doing? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, that was on a Friday, and on Monday, I handed in my notice, and I've never had migraines since, which is amazing. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more about how I figured out what else to do with my career in next week's video. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to my email list. I'll leave the link to that down below in the description below this video. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to know that I understand how it feels to be stuck in a job or a career that you no longer enjoy doing. I know how much it sucks, excuse my language. I understand the frustration, the confusion and impatience you might be feeling right now. And also, I want you to know that this too shall pass, and that there is another way. Work doesn't have to suck. Work doesn't have to be soul destroying. It can be fun, meaningful, exciting, fulfilling. If you're committed to doing the work, to figure out what it is that you love doing, to put yourself out there and to take this journey into the unknown, then you will find work you love. Because look, the process to finding work you love isn't rocket science. Is it scary, confusing, frustrating, and uncertain? Yes, absolutely, it 100% is. But it is not rocket science, and it is so possible to find work you love. Yes, it will challenge you, that process, and yes, it will probably make you doubt yourself more often than not, but it is so possible to find work you love. That said, there are a few things that can get in your way of achieving that. And one of those things are the lies that we've been fed about finding work you love. So let me share 2 things with you that I'd wish I'd known before I made my career change. Number 1 is that you don't need to have this epiphany. I'd wish I'd known that you don't need to have an epiphany. You know, that one moment where the skies part, rainbows appear, angels sing, and all of a sudden you know what you're meant to do with the rest of your life and the rest of your career. I mean, I'd heard people talk about that, not exactly in those terms of rainbows and angels and all those things, but I heard that people have this epiphany when they know what it is that they're meant to do with their life. And I thought I should have that moment too, which is just so not true. If it were true, I'd probably still be waiting right now. So if there's one piece of advice that I can give you in this video, it's this. Please stop waiting for that epiphany. Please stop waiting for that light bulb moment. Want to know what to do instead? Make sure you watch this video in which I explain a little bit more about that. I'll also add the link to the description below this video, so go and check that out after you've finished watching this video. Now, the second thing I wish I'd known before making a career change is that you don't need to plan everything out. I wasted a lot of time trying to meticulously plan every step of the way of my career change, and it often only left me more confused and unsure about everything, especially when well-meaning family and friends then started asking me about my plans. In her book, Working Identity, Unconventional Strategies for Reinventing Your Career, Herminia Ibarra says, by far the biggest mistake people make when making a career change is delaying taking the first step until they've settled on a destination. So the most important thing is to get going, to take that first step, even when you don't know where it might lead. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have that master plan. Just get going, just get moving, and things will start to get clearer once you start taking action. All right, that's it for me today. I hope you found this helpful, maybe even inspiring. Please let me know in the comments what the one thing is that you're taking away from this video. I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.